Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on my channel. It is currently the end of November, which means that it's time to pick my December TBR, and I'm doing that with help from my TBR jar. So in this little bunny jar I have a bunch of prompts to pick out my TBR. I think I'm picking 6 books for the month of December. I'm definitely not gonna get through all of them unless I am able to pick a few audiobooks, and I do already know a few books that I will be reading, so I will go through those at the end in case I don't get to pick them, but hopefully the prompt will be on my side today and let me pick the books that I need to be reading. So let's jump right into this and pick the first prompt. Oh, fun! So without further ado, let's pick the 6 prompts for the 6 books that I will be reading hopefully in the month of December. Okay, so the first prompt. I didn't do one of these videos last month, by the way, because I had so many books that I needed to be reading, so I'm very excited to be back to the TBR prompts now. Let's see. Okay, so a book with a number in the title. Right, so I do have a few for those. I could do the audiobook of the next Boys of Tommen series. I have read or listened to Keeping 13 and Biting 13, so that will be either Saving 6, I believe. But I do believe that I have a few on my physical TBR as well. Obviously I could do 6 of Crows. This was on my full TBR, so it would be great to read this, and it's also on my 24 or 25 books to read in 2025, I believe. So this is definitely a good option. So I've gone through the books on my physical TBR and I have 2 options, which is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This is the first book in a duology, I believe, that I got a pretty long time ago at this point, only because of the cover, to be honest. And I also got this for one of my friends, and another friend bought it as well. So I think we want to be buddy reading this. So I don't think I'm picking this because I don't think they are going to be able to get to it in the month of December. And as I mentioned, I could do the next Boys of Tommen book, but I think that I want to go for 6 of Crows since it is on my TBR for 2025 and also on my full TBR, so I think it's the perfect pick. So let's once again pick 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book in a duology that is in the Grisha verse that Leigh Bardugo has written, and I have previously read the Shadow and Bone trilogy to prepare for this one. However, that was a while ago. For some reason I'm very intimidated by this book, but I'm also very excited. So this is going on the December TBR. The next prompt that we are picking is a special edition. Okay, that's exciting. I do have a few. Straight away, I don't think you can see that shelf, but I do have the special edition of You've Reached Sam, which I read. I think it's the first book I read this year, actually. So it has the beautiful sprayed edges. And recently the second book in the series actually came out. I think it's called You Found Oliver or something, and I did order it, so it's on its way here because I wanted the same edition for this. The author is Dustin Thau, and he had also written another book called When Haru Was Here, so I ordered these 2 at the same time. This is not part of the series, but it's in the same kind of edition, so I think these books are absolutely beautiful. So I could choose to read either You've Found Oliver? I don't know, the one about Oliver, I guess. Or When Haru Was Here. I think I want to wait with this one until I've read the second book in this series, now that it's out. I could also pick Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. That is also a book that's on my 25 books to read in 2025, actually. My friend has said that I should read, do a tandem read of Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. So I'm thinking about doing that, and I'm seeing her on Saturday, so she could bring me her edition of Daisy Hates because I don't have those. I only have special editions for the Magnolia Park series. I also have a special edition of This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab, but I'm still in the middle of her, I think it's called the Villains series, so I want to finish that before I start a new series of hers. Okay, I've just figured out which book I'm picking, because this was actually a book that I was supposed to read in December anyway, and it is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. It is a paperback, but it does have sprayed edges. So I count this one as a special edition, and it's obviously a Christmas book, so I want to be reading this in the month of December. So this is actually perfect. I have no idea what it's about. I have read the Love Light Farms series by her. I just finished the last one this month actually in that series. So I am very excited to read another book of her that is not in that series. So the second book on my December TBR is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which I'm super excited about. Prompt number 3, bought last year. Right, okay, I do believe I have quite a few of those because I have a physical TBR of over 100 books and I have not bought every single one this year. I just quickly have to look this one up because I believe that I bought the book club book for the month of December last year, but I do have to double check. Okay, perfect. I actually ordered this last November and it was delivered in December, so that's actually perfect because it's almost exactly a year ago. And the book club book for the month of December and the third book on my December TBR is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. Obviously, again, this is a perfect pick for the month of December because it is a winter book. This one is a historical fiction about two sisters, I believe. I don't know more than that. I want to go into it pretty blind. So the third book on the TBR is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. Those two books are actually the ones that I had to have on my December TBR. I do have one more that I'm hoping for, so maybe I'll get that one, and otherwise I'll just add it to my TBR anyway. So the fourth prompt for the month of December is non-fiction. Okay, so I have not read a non-fiction since I got into reading again. I do have one on my 25 books to read in 2025 actually, and that is Atomic Habits, which I do think that I want to be listening to as an audiobook anyway because I don't have it physically. So that actually works out pretty perfectly. So that will be the fourth book on my December TBR. That was a super quick one, so let's go straight to the fifth one. We actually have a good mix. We have a romance book, a historical fiction, and a fantasy book, and a non-fiction book. So I'm pretty happy regardless what we're gonna get for the next prompt, I think. Blue cover. Okay, that is perfect for the last book that I want to have on my December TBR. This is so gonna look like it's rigged, but I am currently reading the third book in the ACOTAR series, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin, which means that after that one I can get to A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas, obviously. This is the novella that comes in between the third and the fifth book, I guess. Yeah, I would say that this counts as like its own book. And I am reading A Court of Winds and Ruin now just so I can get to this one around Christmas time because I do know that this is a winter read and I think that it is even Christmassy. So this is actually perfect. So now I have all the books that I really wanted to get on my December TBR on the TBR, which is crazy. I did not make this up, I did not plan this, but I'm very excited. So now it's actually looking like I might be able to finish my whole TBR, so very exciting. And that leads us to the last prompt of the month. I'm always so sad when these are over because I love letting the prompts pick what I'm reading. Contemporary romance. Okay, I am not in a romance mood. I recently just finished Business Casual by B.K. Borison, the last book in the Love Light Farms series. Is it called that, or is it just called the Love Light series? I'm not sure. And after that book I felt like I never wanted to read a romance book again. Obviously Good Spirits is a romance, but I will pick one, and then I think we might pick an extra prompt just because I can. So for contemporary romances, I do have Archie's Voice on my 25 in 2025, and it is a romance. So maybe, I mean, is this a contemporary romance? I'm not sure. I don't know what classifies as that. But that would be a good pick as it is on my yearly TBR and it is the last chance I have to get as far as I can with that. I will just pick up the ones that are calling my name and then I will choose, I think. So I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and this is the first book in a trilogy, I think, but I think they're interconnected standalones. This is supposed to be a pretty hard-hitting one, which I always like, so this would be an option. I actually do have another one that is on my 25 in 2025, and that is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And this one would also tick off a box in my book bingo because I have a box there for 2 or more authors, so that is a good option as well. Yeah, honestly I think these are the ones that I'm gonna pick between. I do know right off the bat that Before I Let Go will not be chosen because it's not on my 25 in 2025, and these two are, so I'm putting this one back, which leaves these 2 options. And honestly, I think that Love and Other Words feels more like a summery romance, while Archer's Voice, from what I've heard, it's more of a sad one, so maybe that is more fitted for winter. It just doesn't give me the same summer vibes. So I think that I'm actually gonna go with Archer's Voice, and this is a book that I feel like everyone has read except for me, and it's one of the first books I bought whenever I got into reading again, but I still haven't read it. So Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan is the 6th book that I will be putting on my December TBR. And because it's December and because I can, I am going to pick one final one as a little bonus to see. So I have something to choose between as well. Okay, let's see what the last one is. Please be a good one. Friend's recommendation. Okay. You know what? Just knowing that there's no pressure to actually read all of these books. If I only get to 5 of them, that's completely okay. If I only get to 4 of them, that's fine too. But I am itching to put Magnolia Parks, yeah, that's just what it's called, right? Yeah. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings on the TBR because I want to know what the hype is about. I am very excited to read them, especially since I do have the special edition versions. So I think I'm going to ask my friend to bring Daisy Hayes as well, as long as she's not in a hurry to get them back, and I will aim to read these as well. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I'm just so excited, and this is also on my 25 in 2025, so I guess that makes it acceptable. And that means that we have our December TBR all picked out, the last TBR of the year. I'm trying to get through as much of my 25 in 2025 as possible. I'm trying to get in some wintry reads, and I am super excited to be reading each and every one of these. I will just quickly go through them again, rapid fire. The books on my December TBR are Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan for a contemporary romance, A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas for a book with a blue cover, Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna for a book bought last year, Good Spirits by B.K. Borison for a special edition, Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo for a book with a number in the title, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings for a book recommended by a friend, and of course we have Atomic Habits by, I'm not sure who the author is, but we have Atomic Habits as an audiobook for a non-fiction book. And with that being said, that is all for this video. If you want to know what I think about the books and how many books I'm going to get through in the month of December, make sure to press that subscribe button. I'm also doing a little Bookmas concept where I will be posting videos for 24 days, every other day, leading up to Christmas, so obviously I will be reading a bunch of these books in those videos. Give this video a like if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!